you guys, thanks so much for clicking on my channel where all smiles over here. I am Will Sanja, just like asking a question. Will Sanja help you keep your smile for today, and hopefully the answer is yes, you guys. I'm gonna try not to keep it long, but y'all already know. If it gets good, I'm gonna keep on talking. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The golden nugget today is while you were sleeping. Don't you know while you were sleeping, God was handling things on your behalf? God's word says what? His eyes go to and fro throughout the land, throughout the world, throughout the earth, doing what? Standing strong on your behalf, being strong on your behalf to those who are loyal to him. So even while you are asleep, God is handling things for you, and not just asleep in the physical. Sometimes you can be asleep in the spiritual, where you have not yet connected with God the way you're supposed to. And yet and still, he will still work on your behalf while you're sleeping. Even while you're doing what you know you shouldn't be doing, he is still guiding you. He is still protecting you. He is still making a path straight for you so that you won't be harmed. And you're thinking, oh, that's by happenstance. No, the reason why you didn't have the accident, the reason why that car was supposed to T-bone you, but it didn't, is because God was there. Because God was still watching over you, even though you are still in your sinful ways. You are still in your wicked ways. You are still in your stubbornness. You are still in your spirit of offense. You are still in your spirit of fault finding. You are still in your spirit of pride. God is still yet protecting you. He is still yet providing for you. And you know what we called it? We called it luck. Oh man, you were lucky. Oh, you was lucky. No, you weren't lucky. You ain't lucky. It's God. While you're sleeping, God is still working. And that's why we should never be in a space to where we're not grateful. We should never be in a space to where we're not thankful. Sometimes the enemy will come in and show us all kind of crazy stuff, and he will get us focused on the distraction. And it'll put us in a place of where we're complaining that it ain't happened for us yet. God, you said in your word you was going to do this, but you ain't done it yet. And now the enemy have you off post. Which means what? You're not posted up in gratefulness. You're not posted in what? In thankfulness. Therefore what? You're setting yourself up for failure. Which means what? For delay. The enemy already has delay on your life. But when he gets you to complain, then you put an extra delay on it. To where even when delay is broken off, you still holding up the process. All because what? You have still not yet giving God the proper praise, giving God the proper thanks, giving God the proper what? Gratefulness. Because you do know your breakthrough comes from your praise, comes from how you walk the walk during the process. So if you're walking in the process of whatever you're going through, and if you don't have any praise while you're walking throughout the journey, while you're walking in the process, guess what? You ain't going to see change because you're walking through the journey the wrong way. God is still working while you're sleeping. So let us just give him some gratefulness, give him some thankfulness, give him some praise. That's what God said. Don't be anxious for anything. Don't be anxious. Even if your eyes are showing you some crazy, even if the doctor just diagnosed you with cancer, with lupus, whatever he diagnosed you with, guess how you're supposed to go through that thing? With some gratefulness, because God said, be anxious for nothing, but in all things through prayer and supplication, and with what? Thanksgiving. Why are you thanking God with all this crazy stuff going on? Why are you thanking him? Why? Because he's already solved the problem for you. He's already healed you. He's already delivered you. He's already given you that lump sum of money. He's already given you everything that you need. You just got to get your praise together. Get your thankfulness together. Get your gratefulness together. And when you get that, guess what happens? When you get that together, you'll see change. Because God is always working when you're sleeping in the physical and when you're asleep in the spirit. Y'all get it? So listen, let us be so grateful today. Y'all, I was crying my eyeballs out again today because I was thinking about all the times that I didn't say thank you, God, when he was yet still working for me. Even when I wasn't being obedient to him. It wasn't that I was doing so many bad things, but if God tell you to do something, you don't do it, you still out of order. You're being disobedient to him. And yet and still, when I was still being disobedient, he had mercy on me. He spared my life. He spared my family's life. I remember one time we was almost in a horrible accident. And guess what? Didn't happen. Was it luck? Of course not. Was not luck. Was not luck. You know, when you say that I was lucky, that was luck, don't you know you're taking away from God's praise? Stop saying you lucky. Luck ain't got nothing to do with it. It's all God. God has blessed you more than what you can ever think, more than what you can ever know. Because when he's blocking things out of your life that you can't even see. Like I say, stopping accidents, stopping a whole lot of things, saying, no, you ain't gonna bother her today. You ain't gonna bother her husband today. You're not gonna bother his wife today. You're not gonna attack their kids. God is handling all this stuff while you at work typing, while you at work handling your business, while you at home washing dishes. God is still working on your behalf because you don't see everything that God is doing. And you just think sometimes that it's just because that you've been such a good girl or you've been such a good boy, right? And it's not, because God says our righteousness is still to him as well. Filthy rags. So there's nothing that you can do to get rewarded of what God blesses us with. He does what he do for us because he loves us, because he is all merciful. And he is what? Patient with us. Y'all know, just like I know, some of the things we have in our life, we shouldn't even have it. If God looked at what we did, what we said on a regular basis, the times before when we were really asleep and we were not awakened to who he is and who he is in our life, we don't deserve anything that we have. We really don't. But yet and still, while we are asleep, don't cry, girl, don't cry. While we are asleep, God is still working. And then sometimes we approach God like he owe us something. That entitlement spirit. God don't owe you jack. He's already done too much for you and too much for me than what we really deserve. We don't even deserve what he's done for us. We really don't. So remember, if you were complaining today, or if you find yourself just about to complain, I want you to always remember that God is always working on our behalf when we are asleep physical and when we are asleep spiritual. Y'all get it? Got it good? Y'all understand what I'm saying? So always be grateful. In other words, always be thankful, because God is doing something that you don't know that he's doing. He's always working. And like I said, his word says where his eyes are going to and fro throughout the land, throughout the earth, throughout the world, standing up strong on our behalf, which means where he have witnesses in place for us to defend our who we are, what we are. When people are talking about you that you don't know who's talking about you, when people are saying all manner of evil against you and doing all things against you and you don't even know they're doing it, God has a witness set up for you, standing strong on your behalf, saying, no, that ain't true. And you don't know nothing about it. God does that for us. So always stay grateful. Always be thankful. And always give God the praise. Don't ever let it utter out of your mouth again that it was luck. That's just happened by happenstance now. It's all God. God is in everything. So remember, like I said, in everything, give thanks. And remember, while you're sleeping, whether you're asleep physically or you're asleep spiritually, God is working on your behalf. So give him praise, give him thanks, and no longer allow the situations and trials and tribulations that you face, never allow it to distract you from giving God the praise for what he has done in your life already, even if you don't see it now. Don't be tricked and fooled by the enemy, because he's come to steal your praise. He's come to steal your praise, because he know if you can give God the praise, if he know that he knows that if you give God the praise in your situation, if you give God the thanks in your situation, if you be grateful to God in your situation, then this time here on earth will have to release itself, and then God's timing of your blessing will release automatically. So he wants to keep you, the enemy wants to keep you in his timeline on earth. He controls the time on earth. But when you get into the praise and get into the gratefulness and get into the what? Thankfulness, then time no longer works against you. Not on earth, it doesn't work against you. It works with you and for you, which means what? Now time will obey the time of God. Y'all get it? I feel myself talking again. Let me stop, because I got to get my daughter and they letting out of school. But listen, God is working while you're sleeping, okay? Give God praise. Give him thanks. Be grateful. Y'all get it, got it good. I hope so. But if not, rewind this thing and watch again. But in the meantime, in between time, if you take just a little bit of what I'm telling you and apply to your life to the best of your ability, you won't ever have to mask a smile. Why? Because your smiles will always be genuine. Be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed. Y'all know what's coming next. Ciao.